Hi Capricorn, this is your November 2015 horoscope with me, Lada from astrolada.com. For everyone who has their ascendant, sun or moon in Capricorn, but I always advise you check your sun sign, everyone does, and your ascendant sign at least, because the ascendant sign shows your physical path in life and the physical tangible events that happen. But you need to know your time of birth to know your ascendant sign, and you can find it out from my birth chart calculator at astrolada.com. Enter your time, place of birth, and go to the planetary detail table, which will show you the ascendant sign. Listen to that prediction as well and merge both of them, your ascendant and sun sign, and you'll see that actually, even if they're a bit contradictory, they'll happen at different levels and areas in your life. Okay, so let's see. November, Saturn, the planet that rules you, is getting squared by Neptune. And last time this happens, it's very rare, like once every 7, 8, 9 years. 8, 9 years, And because Saturn is your planet, most Capricorns will feel that. Especially if your ascendant is in Capricorn, but also the sun, because Saturn rules you, rules your physical vitality, rules your path in life. So it means like almost like Neptune is affecting you directly. So what it can indicate is that there is Neptune with a difficult aspect. Neptune is the planet of misleading, of mistakes, of hidden actions. So there is a bigger likelihood of such things happening around November. Maybe some behind the scenes actions that you do or that others do to you. Something undercover is happening there and it's brewing. Something that's ambivalent, that either you're not very clear towards others about, or others are not being very clear towards you. It's very hard to say. Your specific horoscope has to be seen to say whether it happens to you or whether you're doing it. Maybe you're not being very honest with yourself. Maybe you're pulling the wool over your own eyes and trying to say, oh, to say everything is okay, but then it's kind of, now it escalates and it will be hard to be so sabotaging. But actually you become self-sabotaging, but it will be hard to ignore those things, and certain hidden actions from others or from yourself, they start coming to the surface more now, and certain secrets can come to the surface as well. And Neptune is in your third house of communications and information, so you have to be careful. The information that you give and that you receive that is truthful. People who are Capricorns who are involved in dodgy dealings and stuff, oh wow, that will be their month, but because definitely this energy is escalating. But I have to warn you that very soon after that there can be a bursting of that bubble. And they can be, because Saturn, the planet of karma, the corrector, is sending aspect to your Neptune in the third house. So it wants to correct any lies that are happening in your life, and on the information level, on communications, on in relationships with people around you, because third house rules our everyday relationships with people, communications, the information we give and receive. So it's good to be truthful. If you want to have the least negative consequences from this transit. It's good to, if you have made some mistakes in papers, in documents, in your communications, maybe you've given someone wrong information by chance or by purpose, or maybe you have some important documents to work on and papers to work on. Be as careful as possible. It doesn't mean all of you will make a mistake in those things, not at all. If you're cautious, if you approach things with cautiousness, you can overcome any difficult transit. You can turn it into a positive, or you might not even, you can catch the mistakes in time, so they're no longer a problem. But truthfulness is a key thing to keep in November. And if you're not, if it's difficult, because it might be very difficult when these aspects are together, because Neptune is this planet of illusions and it's aspecting you, Saturn in the 12th house of hidden things, and Mercury and Neptune is in the third house of communication. So definitely for people who already predispose Capricorns to such kind of behaviors, this can escalate. But also the inner tension and the outer consequences of that can escalate, and you can become more aware of it. And even though you might be doing it more in November, it might, sometimes we have to do a bit more wrong of something in order for us to to realize it's wrong and to do something about it. Okay, so just another thing that can happen is that Saturn rules your vitality, rules you. Neptune can little bit make you feel less vitalized, a bit more tired, a bit more emotional, overly sensitive. Your immune system can be a little bit more weakened because Neptune is this very watery planet, and can, you know, it weakens, it dissolves boundaries. And Saturn is this planet, you as Capricornians, you're very much controlled people, and very much, you know, trying to, you feel good only when things are safe and they're very stable and predictable. And Neptune can dissolve this kind of predictability about the structures in your life right now to some extent. Not all Capricorns, of course, you're not going to see all Capricorns like the structures of their reality falling apart, but in certain areas of your life. So be kind of prepared for that. Mentally, it might not transpire on the material level, but you might feel it like a psychological process that's happening within. And Saturn, but it can have a positive effect as well. This dissolving of structures can also dissolve certain fears of yours, because Saturn is this planet of fearfulness, and that's why Capricorn is a difficult sign, because they have a lot of, not complexes so much as they're fearful. They try to control situations a lot and everything around them to be secure, to be predictable, and those complexes, so to speak, here Neptune can dissolve them in some way. So Neptune can plunge a few Capricorns in a state of let go and let God, which is actually a good thing to do. But Neptune can incline also those of you who are more inclined naturally towards abusing alcohol or escapism activities. There might be different escapism activities. It might be shopping, it might be, you know, watching porn, whatever. It might be gambling, but usually Neptune is kind of addictions, so things that we want to escape reality. And if it's better for them to be the healthier ones, like healthier ways of escaping reality, like reading books, escaping reality through films, through literature, through art, through some creative hobby, some creative interest, listening to music, or, you know, whatever, rather than spending more time alone. And you might need to do that, rather than doing it like through the drinking. And actually this aspect formed already in 2015. So if some of you have such tendencies, Capricorns, they might have escalated since the beginning of 2015, and hopefully now with the second hit of this transit, it can again become more prominent to you, and hopefully it will bring to your consciousness the thought that you have to find more healthy such outlets for escaping realities. But for people that are more all together, you know, in control, Saturnians, again, Neptune can feel a little bit more dissolving and a bit more unfocusing and dreamy, and it might feel like you're in suspension in some sort. Not all Capricorns will feel it, of course. Other Capricorns, according to their horoscope, they might have some really stabilizing and strengthening transits happening at the same time, but I'm just talking very generally now. And if you feel such tendencies, just remember why it is, and try to, don't force yourself too much. Don't try to super strict towards yourself. Neptune allows for some leeway, and allows for you to let go a little bit, maybe sleep a bit more, maybe rest a bit more, maybe do some pleasurable activities that help you escape reality, but not that won't be too detrimental for you. And then after that, Saturn will start moving away from Neptune, so you will, you know, you get your focus together again. But let's see what other activities are happening. Rather than you feel like drunk for most of November. I'm kidding, because Neptune can be great also. You might feel romantically inclined to fantasize more. You might feel like you start dreamy-eyed about something. But because it's a difficult aspect, you might not be seeing it very realistically right now, the whole situation. Just warning you about that. But at the same time, I think Saturnians, like you, Capricornians, they need sometimes such moments where things dissolve a little bit. They're not so clear, they're not so in control. and they have to let go and let God in some way. But anyway, what else is happening? Mars and Venus are in your 10th house, so there is activity in your career. Don't think that you'll be just watching films and dreaming away all the time. If you feel a bit unfocused, you know, that's the Saturn Neptune aspect. Or if you feel a bit fuzzy or something is unclear, it's the Saturn Neptune aspect. But Mars and Venus quickly are passing through your 10th house, so it means that for the next month and a half, whilst Mars is in your 10th house, from the middle of November till the end of December. So middle of November till the end of December, Mars is in your 10th house. It goes there once every 2.5 years. So it's very much helping you put energy towards your career, towards somehow improving your social status, towards getting things done that can promote and push forward your social status, maybe career in some way. So you see, you have energy, you have support and help from other planets, not making you feel like an amoeba, you know, because this the 10th house, the house of action, and Mars and Venus there, you take action and your actions are fruitful as well, and you can impress authority figures or higher standing figures, then you have more interactions with those. Or if you have your own business yourself, you can be much more busy and active in some way. With more responsibilities as well, problems to solve, but you'll be able also to solve them. Mercury and the Sun are in your 11th house, so these are very visible houses. The 10th and the 11th, they're on top of the horoscope, so it's your social life is also busy. You're going to dinners or to get together with people, with friends, with like-minded people, or in social dues that can be beneficial for you in some way, and there is definitely activity there, and just I'm saying that because of the Neptune-Saturn aspect happening at the same time, make sure you check the details, make sure that that you also take some time off for yourself to relax, and that you're not too gone away with the wind, you know. But there's definitely a lot of nice planets in your 10th and 11th house, which are social, which are visible, which are happening houses. So these will be 2 busy months for you, you know, not 2, sorry, 1 busy month. We're talking about November, and I can tell you that also December will be busy because Mars is in your 10th house. So what else is happening? Oh, Jupiter is helping you. Jupiter is helping not all of you, but those of you Capricorns who are born with ascendants on the moon from around 20 to around 20, from around 16 to around 21 degrees in Capricorn, which means that they are born, if your sun is there, from 16 to, oh, I've lost my Capricorn. Oh. Which means that if you are Capricorns born from, where's my Capricorn list? Oh. Basically, I'll calculate them in my head. If you're born from around, no, I can't calculate them. I would say from around the 8th, 9th of January, 8, 9, or 7, 8, 9 of January till around the 14th of January, 13th of January, you're going to have Jupiter transit, basically, if the sun is in those degrees. Sorry about that. 16th, so from 8th, 9th to around 14th, yeah, of January, Jupiter is supporting you, or if your moon or ascendant is from 16 to 21, 22 degrees, 21 degrees in Capricorn, Jupiter is helping you, and it means Jupiter opens doors for you easily, and it will be much stronger than all other influences that are happening. This transit in particular, if you're born on those days, you have the green light to proceed with things. You have the green light to go for it, doors will open in regards to your career, doors will open in regards to, if it's your sun those days born, in regards to your personal life, if it's your moon, if it's your ascendant as well, in regards to everything in your life, because the ascendant rules everything in your life overall. So it's very supportive for those Capricorns born in the middle there, 9th to whatever it was, or you know, the degrees I told you. And Jupiter will repeat this aspect again 2 more times over the next few months, over the next 8-9 months. So now new opportunities can come to you if you're born in these days, which after that you have about 8-9 months to develop. Even if now immediately you don't start working on them, they will come back again, and you have the opportunity to deepen them, to make them work properly. So you're gonna have a good year. You're gonna have a good 12 months if you're born those 12 months. Jupiter will support you in quite a few things there to happen as you want them, or even better than you expected. So thank you very much, Capricorn. I hope I was able to help you, not scare you. And I will see you next month.